Okay. Hello, Malaysia. How are you today?
I'm good, Miss Meredith. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. So it's good to be here and everyone live. I'm Meredith Coleman McGee, the publisher of Meredith, etc., a small press in Jackson, Mississippi. I'm also a book toaster, and I have with me Malesha Smith. She's a book toaster and one of the new authors that we released last year before the pandemic hit. So, Malaysia, would you tell the audience something about your book in terms of what inspired you to write Lily Darling?
Hey, audience. I am first-time author Malesha Smith. My book, Lily Darling, was inspired by a situation that my daughter went through. One morning, she got on the school bus, and when none of the students would let her sit down, and so she ended up just walking off the school bus and asking the neighbor to take her to school. And after finding that out, we talked about what happened, and she explained to me that they just wouldn't let her sit down. And so I kind of, as a mother, you kind of carry the burdens of your children. So I felt her pain. I felt her humiliation. She was ostracized. I felt her embarrassment. And my initial response was to go out there and, get them kids right. But at the end of the day, that wasn't going to resolve anything. So I just thought, what better way than to write a book to inspire her and to build her up and teach her how to deal with bullies.
Yes, and that you did. You wrote a book about a very lively character named Lily Mitchell, who actually was transformed. And so that's why I want to ask you the next question. What inspired you? What author inspired you to write a novella?
My favorite author is John Grissom. He has many books. He has written 28 consecutive #1 best-selling books, and he's a great character builder. So with my real life experience or my daughter's real life experience, also mine because I was bullied in high school, and with his books, I just started being creative and decided to write this book.
Very good, very good. And because your character Lily, this is what I wrote about Lily. This is um, Lily Darling is an inspiring story of how Lily Mitchell, a middle schooler, rose from the ashes of self pity to self assurance and became a voice for others. And you requested these phrases. This is your daughter, Malaysia. She's the model for your book cover. And you requested these words, and they may be self explanatory. Bullies kill joy. Resist, Lily conquered. Could you elaborate on those phrases?
So with my daughter being my inspiration of this book, um, I could attest that bullies do kill joy, not only for the kids, but for us too. And so I could see her self-worth diminishing, and I could see her self-esteem going down. And so when I wrote Lily, I wanted it to conquer and combat all those things that she faced with, the bullying, the low self-esteem, the the body shaming. I wanted to write a book that would combat all those things and uplift her and empower her. And so that's what we did. And Lily became a change agent. She made things happen. She stood up against her bullies. She gives hope. And that's what was one of the things too, that you don't have to just sit and take bullying. You can fight against it and conquer it.
Very good. And now, from my understanding, as the person that acquired the manuscript and worked with you, Lily really is a fictional character. The only real part of it was the initial bus situation, and this really happened on a JPS Jackson Public School System bus and your daughter was going to Chastain. So tell us a little bit about that.
So I was flabbergasted. I think the neighbor was too, that my middle age, because she was in Chastain at the time, so she was middle aged daughter didn't have someone to stand up for her. She actually had to endure this by herself. She actually was defeated in a way, that she had to get off the bus, a public school bus where it's available to everybody. And the bus driver didn't step in or ask, what's wrong, and probably did know what's wrong, just didn't want to stand up and say anything. So it was a real life situation. It opened our eyes to a lot of things that's going on in my school district and probably school districts all around the world.
Wow. I mean, I was just blown away by the fact that because when we was doing the book, I didn't really know that had actually that particular scene, which is in chapter 1, was real. That
Right.
That your daughter had actually experienced trying to asking 4 or 5 people, can you sit down? And then and the bus driver, who was, I'm assuming is an adult with a job, sees this and lets her get off of the bus instead of saying, move over, let this child sit down. I was just really, I mean, that was just horrible.
Right.
But anyway, in this book, we can't, give away. My niece is a middle school student. She's also a author, admirative, etc., a child author. She wrote the book Saving the Manatees. She visited us in July of 2020, and I gave her a copy of Lily Darling, and this is what she wrote. This is a great book. I found it very inspirational for children like myself who have low self imagination or who have gone through bullying. This book teaches you about self-love and confidence, which is a great thing to learn. Really amazing concepts, and love the plot. Would definitely read it again. And she did read it again. And she is in middle school, so I thought that was amazing that um, she said that she really learned about the affirmations that Lily's friend taught her was really resonating with her as a reader.
Okay. I'm having connection problems. I'm sorry about that, but I'm glad that it helped her. And that was the purpose of the book, to reach our middle any student across the world. It just wanted to help them and be able to empower them and uplift them and let them know that people understand what they're going through and how to overcome what they're going through.
And also, can you give us your final thought and tell readers where they can buy the book before we end this discussion? Okay, the Lily Darling is a novella. It has 115 pages. The ebook is on Kindle, and it retails for $1.74. The print book is available uh, wherever you buy books. This the soft cover is $8.74, and the hardback book is $16.74. And the author's uh, book page, uh, we're gonna put a link so that you could make um, comments after you read it. And I'm reading the one of the endorsements comes from retired school teacher Lynette Stafford. Um, Lily Darling is a good read for both children and adults. I was drawn into the story most likely because it was so lifelike. The ending was a big surprise. Lily Darling can be included in any anti-bullying curriculum. And Lily Darling, there's also a Facebook page, Lily Darling. And thank you for listening. And we hope that you can get this novella for your class, for your students. It's a very inspirational piece. And,
Right.
okay. All right. So
I'm sorry.
I can hear you now. You want to give your final statement before we end?
Yeah, I don't know how much because we having internet issues over here, but I do suggest that anyone with a child, daughter,
Okay. So she Lily Donald. Oh, you back, Malaysia? Okay, she was saying that she thinks that any student of any age will draw inspiration from reading Lily Darling, which was a character that transformed herself into a change agent. Okay, thank you so much and have a great day. Happy reading.